Hello, beautiful earth angels, cycle breakers, empaths, alchemists. This is Jill Kempner, angel coach, alchemist, and author of Receiving from Your Angels. And I am so happy to be here with you, especially since I shed a bunch of perfectionist tendencies and overthinking and plans. When I shed a lot of pressure, now I'm happy to be here. And I'll talk more about that. So I am here in the month of February. Frequency February is what I'm calling it. That's my fuel for the month. That's the energy I want to bring. My soul's frequency, the angel's frequency, divine frequency, through getting the gems of your journey, taking the alchemist knows, and that's who I'm here calling the alchemists. The alchemists know that there's an equation that takes you from lead to gold. And I'm here to share that equation with you, to share, to shine, to teach, to lead, to heal myself and others by being my most authentic self, by being my bold, bodacious, beautiful, authentic self. And I'm hoping to bring the frequency of the angelic alchemist into these Facebook Lives. That's my intention. But it's not going to be the way my ego and my very awesome managers and soul-like parts inside of me thought it was going to be. And let me explain that. So I had the intention, as I'm marketing the Angelic Alchemist membership, as I'm opening my brand new membership. And let me say, the membership that I'm opening this year was a seed that was planted in my heart over a decade ago by my soul. And it's finally here. It has went from seed to a blooming, blossoming cherry blossom tree. And it has come through grit. It has come through hardship. It's come through multiple initiations, which I intend to talk about. Hi, say hi if you're here. I intend to talk about in these 12 days. I'm going to show you my little piece of paper here of what I thought I was going to do with these 12 gems of the journey. So I will be here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the month of February. It kind of worked out that it's like perfect. There's 12 gems, there's 12, I've had 12 initiations, probably more. And there's going to be 12 workshops in my membership, right? Because it's 12 months. It's a year-long program. And I'll talk more about that later. But I thought I was going to do these, like I had a vision in my mind. I thought it was my soul's vision. But then I learned over the past couple of days that was not my soul's vision, although it seemed like it for a minute. It was these, I saw the 12 gems, a gem on Monday, a gem on Wednesday, a gem on Friday, every week in February. And I believe that's true, because I'm hoping to bring a gem even today. But I was like, okay, I'm going to share my story in an alchemized way. I'm going to share the gem that I learned from that story, and then I'm going to do an archangel activation. And it's going to be the archangel that gave me the gem. It's going to be the archangel that helped me through that initiation. Like, I'm going to have it all like perfectly planned. And then life happened. I actually got injured slightly on Saturday, and I'm in pain. And I won't go into the story today. I might tell the story as part of like the whole experience, but not right now. But I got a little injury on my hand and my collarbone. And I was like, oh my God, this really hurts. And of course, thank God I have so many tools. I have Angel Reiki. I was a massage therapist for 20 years. I know how to treat injuries, so icing, and I had actually it's funny, I had a little cream a little massage, a little pain relief cream in a tube, but that had been kind of floating around the house, like following me around. And it was right there when I needed it. And I was like, great. So I put the cream on and the ice and whatever, Motrin. And it made me very reflective of like, why did that happen? And, you know, I wasn't in a bad mood. And, you know, like it made me very reflective, this little small injury. And yeah, the injury with like, just so many things, this digging I'm doing, you know, I'm digging in the dirt, right? I'm digging in okay, so my intention is to help you, highly sensitive, highly intuitive souls, get the gems of your journey. That's my intention. Understand, gone are the days of the leaders on the pulpit or the high horse or the summit who have it all figured out, right? And are leading from up here. That's done. Now we're leading through shared humanity, shared equality, shared experience. So the bottom line of what I'm getting at is I don't have it all figured out. I don't have every gem of every hard thing I've ever been through. Like that's, oh my God, like I'm admitting that. I don't have it all figured out. No, I do have a lot of gems and I will be sharing them. But I asked a question today to my team, right? To my soul, to my angels, to my team. Hi, Lucine. Happy. That's right. And then happy full moon, happy Groundhog's Day here in the United States. I heard Puxatawny Phil did not see his shadow, so the spring is coming sooner. I hope so. This has been a long winter. So every day I pull an angel card reading to help me embody my fuel, to help me be intentional about whatever it is I want to embody, how I want to heal, all of that. And this month, February, is Frequency February, so I want to bring it, right? I was like, I want to bring the frequency of the alchemist. That's my intention. And my reading today was like gold. My reading, the messages from my angels to me, to bring the alchemist energy to you, was so perfect. And one of the cards was be honest with yourself. And I thought, oh, that's the alchemist. The alchemists are honest. We're honest with ourselves. We're honest with the world. Now, sometimes if we've had trauma, we can have kind of a brutal truth or a harsh truth, and we need to heal that. So that's something the angels can help us with and help me a lot with. One of my other cards was do the work. So today I set an intention. I've been with the same therapist for 2011, 2016, 15 years. And I noticed that things have been going really well and I had an amazing month. And I noticed that I was sort of chatting, you know, and I was chatting instead of digging. I was just going over the course of my week and the ups and the downs and the things that went really well and celebrating and, you know, so I was more like kind of like I was reflecting, but I really wasn't digging. And in a coaching session last week, I realized, I wrote a blog about this on Friday. Something my coach has been talking about and part of her journey that she's going through right now has made me very aware of a part of my story, a part of my massive initiation that I've been going through for the past 7 years. That's unalchemized, is bottom line what I'm trying to say today. And so I did the roadmap. I follow my angel reading is a roadmap that keeps me in the flow of my angel's love. My angel reading is a roadmap that keeps me that keeps me aligned with my fuel when I forget. Right? When I go back into ego, when I go back into the shadow, when I go back into the pain body, which happens to me, it happens to all of us, right? It's part of the journey. Like, if we had it all polished and figured out and we were all full of gems, guess what? We'd be ascended. And I'm not saying, we're going there, but we're not there yet, right? If we're human. So part of my commitment to you is that, of course, I honor that short and sweet can be very potent. And there is something powerful about that. And I also know that showing up and being my soul self 100% is more important than being polished and scripted and having it all figured out. So with that, I was like, okay, I got to do the work, right? So in my therapy session today, I did the work and I was like really proud of myself. And I sat and I was just telling my therapist everything that I wanted to work on, and I was putting it all out there, and I said something really powerful, and I want to share it with you. And the piece of my story that I'm unpacking right now that I is not alchemized is the year of helping my mom from diagnosis to death. And my therapist goes, oh, this reminds me of the dash. And I was like, the dash. She goes, when someone dies, right, they have their birth date, then they have the death date, and there's a dash in between. She's like, that's what you're talking about. You're talking about the dash. And it was just like, everything kind of clicked, right? Because the other thing I noticed I was doing with my therapist was I wasn't listening to her. I was just talking and talking and talking and processing and talking and talking and talking and processing and said, ugh. And although I'm a great listener, because it's a big part of being an alchemist, it's a big part of the work that I do, right? I'm listening to my clients' angels. I'm listening to my clients' soul. I'm listening to my clients' stories. I'm listening to my clients' parts, right? I do a lot of listening. And part of how I heal is by talking. So I'm not judging myself for where I was before, but I realized that I needed to dig in a little bit more and really do the work. So I actually had a pen and paper with my therapist. I never do that. I started doing a part snap while I was talking and I was like, oh, I'm doing the work. This is what the angel said for me to do, right? If I want to bring the frequency of the alchemist, I have to do my own inner work. And I have 100% been doing my inner work. But now that I'm like so committed to bringing the gems of the journey, I realize how many things are still unalchemized inside of me. And the time between my mom's diagnosis and her death is a time I'd rather forget. And I said that today. I said I'm going to tell you, this is me being bold. Let me tell you some of my unintentional models. Here's my little part snap with. I hate thinking about it. It was the worst year of my life. It was a shit show. It was horrible. It was hard. It was stressful. And then I said, and there was one particular part of the story I won't go into today, but it was like equally life-giving and a death sentence, those biliary drains that she had. Doing everything. So I said something to her that made me cry. And she goes, oh, that's it. Right there. I did everything I did for my mom in that year, the dash between diagnosis and death, which, by the way, was 375 days. And I literally wrote, it was 375 days of hell. And I know actually it's not true, because there was a lot of beauty and good and all of that too. Doing it knowing she was going to die no matter what I did. So, that's me. I can show up and cry. I can show up and shine. I can show up and be vulnerable. That's the alchemist. That's what authentic means, right? We are authentic. We are honest. We're honest with ourselves. And then we have the courage to be honest with others. So I had no idea this is what I was going to talk about today. I just promised myself I'd show up and be authentic. Doing it knowing she was going to die no matter what. That thought, that truth in a lot of ways, that's weighing heavy on me. And so now I know, that's the thought that's weighing heavy on me. I need to release it. Because in that dash, diagnosis to death, in that dash, there was compassion. I wrote down some things. Here was what I thought I was going to do. Here's some of the gems I received from it, because I realized there are freaking gems. I just wouldn't let myself see it before. So I thought I was going to write down all of my gems. No, sorry, all of the wounds, all of the gems, and then the archangels, right? This was like my little plan that I was going to have for these alchemists, for the gems of the journey, bring the angelic alchemist frequency. It was my plan. And I wrote down the wounds because I know them. You know, I'm pretty clear on the wounds and the initiations that I've been through. So I wrote those down. And then I thought, what are the gems? I didn't have anything under gems before the therapy session. And then I thought, let me just sit, you know. And, you know, from my mom's PTSD to her cancer diagnosis, really the diagnosis to death, right? From the diagnosis to the death was a year, was 375 days. And I learned a lot. I learned sovereignty. I learned self-compassion. I mean, to the point where I want to cry because I really think I did. I learned composure. Oh my God. Did I learn composure? I totally forgot that was something I learned. Because let me tell you, bet you me, the frustration in the parts map, right? Caregiving for my mom, and here's all the parts. It's not even all the parts, but it's enough. Under frustration, just give just one example to ground us. The doctors, the meds, the treatment, the insurance, the appointments, the hospitals, the pharmacy. You can't show up like a raving lunatic to these people who are of service to your mom, right? So I had to be composed. I had to hold myself in compassion when I literally felt like I was gonna crack. And trust me, there's plenty of times. Oh, I have a story about the CVS and crying in the CVS. I just fell to the floor and just cried like a baby in the CVS pharmacy when they didn't have the fentanyl for my mom because she was dying and she was in excruciating pain and I wanted to help her. So that was a moment of non-composure where I was like, holy shit, I got to get my stuff together. At least I cracked myself up. All right, and one more gem. To death. From diagnosis to death. What did I learn? I learned surrender. I had to surrender that I could not save my mom. I could not rescue her from her pain. I could not change the trajectory. I could not change the trajectory of her bile duct cancer. So anyway, I hope that what I shared here feels authentic to you. I realize that I'm going to be messy in the beginning. My therapist said something so good. It was like, I wrote it down. It was so good. She goes, life is messy. No, you're not a mess, Jill. She goes, you're not a mess. The process is messy. And I thought, oh, we need to stop calling ourselves hot messes. Because cancel, clear, release. We are not a mess, right? We are a sovereign, beautiful, aligned, compassionate soul having a human experience. That's the alchemist. Those are the people I'm here to serve. Those are the people I'm here to help. Those are the, right? You're authentic. You're bold. You're willing to do the work because this is work, right? To get to a place where we have the gem from the hardship and a gem from the trauma and the gem from the pain body is work. But it can be gentle when we welcome the angels. When we activate the formula I was talking about earlier, right? The alchemist knows there's a formula to turning lead into gold. And I'm talking about it from the spiritual perspective. What's heavy, leaden, painful, traumatic in your life and turning it into spiritual gold, turning it into the gem. The formula is invitation plus intention plus R to the third equals alchemy. And so, yeah, we have to be, this month in my podcasts, I'm going to be talking about the slow, the simple, and the soft. That equals soulful support. That equals sacred, soulful support. I'm going to be talking about all that this month in Frequency February. So There was one more thing I wanted to say, but I can't remember. So yeah, I shared the gems. Let's close with, I want to bring your guardian angels here. Because that's what I'm really feeling. So close your eyes if that's available for you. I'm going to drink a sip of water. I put it behind me. Take a few cleansing breaths. And let's invite your angels to be here, to guide, surround, direct, and protect you. And we just feel and see and sense the pearlescent white light of your guardian angels just surrounding your energy field. Maybe you feel it pouring down your center channel into your mind, into your heart, into your belly. And just know that they are here, loving you unconditionally, knowing they have your back, trusting they have your back. And then set your intention to heal whatever you want to heal, to get whatever gem you want to get, right? You get to set that intention. I want a gem from this particular issue. And I want a gem from what happened, from the dash, right? From diagnosis to death. Give me a gem of the hardest year of my life. I'm willing to receive it. And then R to the third, just let yourself relax. Don't put any effort into getting the answer, getting the gem. Relax your body. Relax your emotions. Relax your mind. Relax and surrender. And today I'm willing to release the pain. Willing to release the buffering, the numbing, the pain that's actually blocking me from getting the gems. For me, what I'm actually hearing, they're getting specific, was to release the upset. So I release all upset about the caregiving for my mom for 375 days. I release it. And simultaneously, I'm willing to receive a gem of that time. A gift, a gem, a blessing, even just an insight or an epiphany. I'm willing. And as soon as I said that, the guardian angels were coming in, one on the right side, one on the left side, and they're holding your heart. First of all, they're so proud of you for taking the time for yourself whenever you connect with this. If it's tonight or 2 years from now, 10 years from now. Whether you're here live or through the replay, just feel your guardian angel's encouragement, your guardian angel's love, your guardian angel's unending compassion and love for you. It's so healing. So thank you. Thank you, angels, for drawing near at this time, revealing to me, to us, what we most need to know. My mind is open to the gems. My heart is open to the gems. My roots are open to the gems. But not through bypassing or exiling, but through presence, through processing, through peace. So as we wrap up our inner journey, this guardian angel blessing, just know that they're always here with you. You have 2 guardian angels who have been with you since the creation of your soul, so they're not going anywhere when this transmission ends. But we bow to each other in our own hearts. We dedicate the healing that you've received today to all our relations in all directions of time, and we seal this beautiful inner journey with a namaste. Namaste. Lucine, Ray, thank you for being here. Everyone who's going to connect with the replay, I'll be sending them in my newsletter as we go. So I'm really proud of myself because I had no idea that this was going to unfold this way. And I'm also proud of myself, right? Because what did I do? I brought the frequency of the alchemist by being myself, by being honest. And by I don't have it all figured out. I've been buffering and numbing from that year for 3 years, and now I'm ready. And part of why I'm ready is because the alchemist is here. Today is the final day for you to enroll and get a free book. So I hope you will, if this calls to you, if it's in alignment for you. And then after that, I'm keeping the price the same. The Angelic Alchemist is a sacred year-long membership with 12 monthly angelic healing activations. The first class, the first workshop, the first activation is Wednesday, March 18th, in time for the spring equinox, the astrological new year, right? Because we start over again in the equinox. And then it'll be the first Wednesday of the month for the rest of the year. And I looked at, so I know all the first Wednesdays of the month because they're in my calendar. And I'm so ready for this. It's $222 or 2 payments of $123. Those buttons are now open. So if you want to use the 2 payment option, you can for sure. And today's the last day to view the ceremony that I did on January 22nd. It's the last day to get a book, a free book. So yeah, I'm going to put, angels remind me to put the link in the comments so that you have it. And thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for shining your light. Thank you for being who you are. And I'm excited now to see. I'm glad I bursted the bubble that I had in my head about how I wanted to have these all in these perfect little things. And yeah, there's gems. And I want to say this too. Sharing your story gives you the gems. So thank you. And having a sacred witness. Right? The sacred witness is your soul. The sacred witness is the angels. And the sacred witness could be the others in the alchemist, right? So I'm calling those founding members who are like, hey, I've been through hard stuff. Hey, I'm highly sensitive and highly intuitive. Hey, I want a spiritual community. Hey, I want support in alchemizing this, right? With more ease, gentleness, love, self-compassion. Give me the gems, so that I can shine and glow and help my people, whoever they are for you. So I'll leave it at that. I love you. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'm not going to have a time set, but I am doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So hopefully some of you will catch me live as you get used to this new flow. And I'm excited to share more gems. So thank you. I love you. Sign up for The Alchemist if it's in alignment for you. And if you have questions, just DM me and I can answer any questions you have. And send you the landing page and then answer any questions you have. Okay, bye. See you next time.